I was thinking of a place where everyone has chosen to be. A city that pops up overnight like a dream and vanishes in the blink of an eye. People flock to it, drawn by music and by lights.
I feel like it lets me be free, lets me be who I am.
It is for everybody. Seeing today, walking around, families, everybody, every member of the community at Cambridge was here.
This idea of everyone dancing freely together, expressing themselves, brings me the greatest joy.
They're gathering around an idea, volunteering, labouring to make that material, drawn by the need to be free, to demonstrate that freedom and to defend it.
Everyone out there has a different purpose or a different reason to come and visit this event, and hopefully they'll all take away their own unique moment as well.
My people have to make these temporary spaces, these fleeting utopias, because our stories have been stripped from time.
We get a lot of support from the community, and we do get a lot of support from everyone who wants to help out with Pride.
I wanted to imagine this festival as a mark in time, not rendered in steel or stone or concrete, but in relationships, an existential fabric spun in joy and rage and complexity.
There is widespread change, sweeping rhetoric against the LGBT+ community all across the board.
Woven in cycles of experience, having been passed down in secrecy.
The existence of Pride and the continuation of Pride has to be one of the most important things.
I wanted to adorn this temporary city with beacons. I think it needs its own temporal monuments. Monuments which can bloom. I was initially worried that nobody would want to carry it. At the start of the parade, I ran into the crowd with it and asked a couple if they would mind holding it for a while. I explained that they could pass it on if they got tired. I went to get some water, and when I got back, it had already passed on to a group of teenagers. They were laughing and cheering, and they'd already started reaching up to unfurl the ribbons. As the parade moved, I threaded my way alongside them, asking others if they would take over when these teenagers got tired. The response was instant. A dozen hands reaching forward. They organised themselves really, purposeful, already in sync. It passed like a torch, not as a symbol of ownership, but of connection, threaded, shared, and somehow alive. It moved like a seed on the wind, searching for somewhere to land. And when it reached the heart of the festival, we planted it. Not in stone, not forever, just for now. And just deep enough so that it could take root. There were some moments where we all kind of had to lick our wounds. Utopia is so easy when it's abstract. Everybody loves the perfect world when it lives in a dream. And Pride is kind of like that. A dream where the vulnerable find community, safety, and joy. Everything is music and dancing and togetherness. But how do you nestle that into a larger system which is so full of violence?
It gets harder and harder every year. We've seen rising costs as a result of COVID and obviously what's happening in the world economically, but we seem to push through.
Hardship, lost nights, no sleep.
Just mass divisions everywhere. People not understanding each other, people not empathising with other people.
The moment it starts to become real, when the budget gets slashed and you're dressed as a unicorn haggling over fencing, chasing emails, printing lanyards, breaking up fights, you run out to buy paint at 4 a.m, but all of the shops in town are closed.
there can be a lot of voices sometimes, but then no progress is made. So it's how do we make progress with everyone's ideas?
The red tape, the risk assessments, the complaints, the emergencies.
It is quite a stressful thing to do, putting on an event. You have to work to everyone's strengths and weaknesses. Some are very strategic, some are very granular in detail. You'll have someone asking you, what's the purpose of Pride? Then you'll have someone asking you, what colour the pass is this year?
It starts to twist somehow, and people forget that the trustees are all unpaid and holding down full-time jobs in the background.
Not many. It really is a very small team.
Finding people to be able to commit their time over and above their own normal working lives.
The word dystopia starts bouncing around. But the public don't see any of that, because on the day, it's all carried forward on the back of belief, exhaustion, volunteers, by love, really.
To grow it bigger, better, stronger, whatever you want to do, you know, it all comes down to funding, unfortunately.
Obviously, we are a charity. We rely on sponsorships and funding. Obviously, again, you know, we've seen, you know, times are hard for everybody.
This is the labour and the planning of utopia. The part that no one sees and the incredible sacrifice of the organisers. For so long, our people have been written out of time. And now, though we are mentioned, the scope is so narrow. We're compressed into the hyper-present.
I think we need to, as a community, unite.
Our differences that make us stronger. I truly believe that.
We're told we're new, that we arrived with disco or drag or the internet, that we're fashion, a phase, or even a glitch. But that is the fantasy. So when their history won't hold us, we rise from the publics and we make space for ourselves. Temporary utopias, fleeting sanctuaries.
And creating that feeling that you do at a place like this, you walk around, everybody's happy.
I want to plant 4 beacons, not just to celebrate, not just to remember either, but to summon forth another future.
Uniting lots and lots of different people to organise and then, you know, enjoy Pride certainly feels utopic for me.
Utopia is a place where you ask someone, do you want a ribbon on the maypole? And they don't look at you with that embarrassment like, I could never, I'm not good enough to do that in public.
So we could dance as our ancestors did, with joy, with fury, and with each other. And so each maypole bloomed, for a time, rainbows intertwining, bodies weaving in unison. And then, each one, in their time, fell still. Make no mistake, the present is not a simple place. It's layered with infinite pasts and threaded with infinite futures, horrors and heavens. The lived, curated, dreamt, and sculpted stories of billions. Erase a group from those layers as we have been, and steal our stories as ours have been stolen, and you can convince the world that we never existed. Worse still, lock us into the hyper-present, persuade us that we are an anomaly in time and space, and you can convince us that we have no future at all. In this regard, the fight for our existence is a spatio-temporal one. Many people laughed at the idea of bringing maypoles to Pride. It's kind of like oil and water. But our community wasn't born in the 1980s with new wave pop. We've been here the whole time. We were World War II soldiers, Tudor courtiers, Neolithic queens and kings, cave dwellers, and yes, ancient maypole dancers. In the battleground of collective imagination, now is the time to expand our imaginaries, past and future, with great urgency. This moment was one such attempt, a land where our monuments bloom.
If he mentions maypoles, tell me.
I love doing it. I like working on events, so that is what we do. I've got my friends here. There's all my best friends I've known for years. They work with me on Cambridge Pride, and they come and do it just for the love of it. So,
Utopia probably means here we are stood by the side of the River Car in a lovely summer's evening, looking at the river, having spent a great day on Jesus Green with a whole great range of queer community. How better can it be? Cambridge, summer, Pride, great big community, having a great time.
In some senses, there are pockets of utopia around the world. It'd be great if it was a lot more unified. I think Cambridge is an excellent example of that. There's a lot more to do in that respect. That's my ideal idea of utopia.
2013 was someone walked up and said, "Thank you very much, it's my first ever gay event. I've just come all the way from Peterborough for this." Oh, that stays in my head. That's what drives me to do that.
Happy Pride from Cambridge Pride Arts. We hope this project gave a feeling of community, solidarity and hope. And in a world that's becoming increasingly divided, this message is more important than ever. A heartfelt thanks to all of you who took part in the project.
Cheers! Happy Pride!
Oh, you're not getting caught. Oh, that's such a nice ending.